Hello, ladies and gentlemen. GreatTaz here once again with another replay from the world of tanks. In this replay, will be of myself, and I will be playing the AMX Cda 105, the Tier 8 Premium French PD. We'll be playing on Windstorm, and as you can see, I'm starting from the east or right base, depending on how you look at it. As you can see, I take up a position, a good sniping position, as long as I'm not spotted, right here on the hills in the AB12 corner. From this spot, you can get a lot of shots for varying distances, and you can cover a lot of area. Now, you can't really cover much below the E line, just due to the simple fact that you got the whole city there, so you really can't do much with it. As you can see, the IKV-90 is not the most intelligent positions. He got spotted, and I took an advantage of him. It's a really good spot. Like I said, this is a good spot for sniping enemy tanks that are coming up through the 1, 2, 3 line, coming up through the riverbed, and then all those right there in the E5, 6 area. You can also hit down into the E7 area. You can also, if you're still in this spot towards the end of the game, you can hit all the way down into the F9 area and cover that also. So it is a good spot. There's real no cover or concealment here. So you are out in the open. So if you would happen to get spotted, you're not in the greatest of positions really to protect yourself. You can protect and fire over enemies or allies in many different locations. As if you continue to sit here and watch, and you'll see that's basically what I do, is a lot of sitting here to snipe. Now, some of you will say all I am doing is padding my stats by sniping. I'm playing a TD as a TD's meant to be. The TD is not a frontline. This TD is not a frontline tank. It doesn't have a lot of frontal armor. It does have decent angling, like the Foch's, but it still has, of course, its notorious French weak point, or the hatch and viewfinder that is on top of the tank. Now, everything is at this point is staying behind buildings and staying out of view, so I've chose to move forward. And the next spot I take up is also not the greatest position either, just due to the simple fact that it's also open. It's a decent spot to get into to do some sniping, but everything that you can snipe from this location will in turn literally spot you. So you're not in the best of positions for doing a lot of sniping. As you can see from my XVN and the view ranges here. See, as there you see, I am spotted. I'm not quite sure what has spotted me. The M46 Patton, who is now dead due to my spotting. And I move out of that position because Artie was smart. He could have really did some serious damage to me, but he never fired at me. So I see the T-29 down here, and he's kind of going into the city. trying to flank my team. So I move into a spot to be able to get shots in on him. I get a good rear shot and go in for another shot in on him. And his round drops short. So in turn saves me from any damage. And of course, this gun has some really decent penetration for the standard rounds, which happens to be APCR. So I just make light work of that T-29, and then I continue on moving into the city, trying to find the 112 and the Scorpion G, which the Scorpion G is already spotted. I spot the 112 and get spotted, but decide that it's worth the risk of moving on and getting after the Scorpion G and getting a good shot into him. There we were really lucky to bounce the shot from the Scorpion G, and in turn, you know, I continue moving. I was spotted and I don't want to get shot by the 112, so I move way back here until I'm sure that I have been unspotted, and then I head back in, making the 112 think that I took my leave. Now, at this point in time, it's 14-8, and it's just the 112 left, as you can see on this. And so the Tiger P was moving towards him. The 112 was last spotted on this corner, so I do a quick whip around, and lo and behold, there he be. Now, at this point, I know I'm not worried. I could take a hit. The fire sucks, but it happens. Sometimes crap happens. There, I take a shot at the 112. I miss, and I start wiggling, and he hits my front. He hits the front of my tank. He hits actually the gun mantlet. As you can't really see, you can see the one shot that he shot me in, and did the damage and lit me on fire. You can see I was shot right there in the front, but you can't see where his last shot landed in the gun mantlet. Actually, you can see it right there on the bottom of the gun mantlet, and it bounced. But in technicality and all realism, that would have really messed up the gun. Just due to the simple fact that the round would have been pushed into the lower underneath the the gun mantlet, and it still would have penned. But in this case, as we can see, it didn't happen. So let's take a moment to just do a quick review. I took up a good sniping position right in the upper right hand corner of B7, up on that hill in the AB7A area. I moved then down to the church location. I'm just trying to figure something out here. But then I moved down into the church location, right there in the D78 area. Spotted a Patton, got spotted, and got spotting damage for the Patton. And then I moved down into the city and started taking the fight to the enemy. So as you can see, the tank has decent speed. It can get around, and it can do some damage. And I bounced a couple rounds, but that's no big deal. So let's go take a look at the end stats. Well, in this game, I earned 190,953. Now, this battle was during the Christmas event, so I got a bonus credits there. I also earned 10,080 experience, again, during the Christmas event, so I got a bonus there. I got high caliber and tank sniper. High caliber for doing 3,721. I got my second class badge with 10,021 base experience. As you can see, that was a really big bonus. Haha, 10 times about. And I got 2 kills. So, and you saw that the T-29 and the Scorpion, and I bounced around from the Scorpion. So, and I bounced around from the 112, which I blocked 880 damage. Most of my damage was from over 300 meters. That's what got me the tank sniper. I fired 13 shots, 13 of them connected, so that's 100% hit ratio, and 11 of them penetrated. So that's like a 95% penetration ratio on this tank, on this battle. I was hit 3 times, 1 pen, 2 did not, blocking 880 damage with my armor. And I had damage due to assist was 167. That was on the patent. I also was running personal reserve, so I got another 48,000 credits, half of my base credits. Which, adding these two together up, doesn't do the total amount for the battle because of the Christmas event, which I got another like 46% credits. So, you know, another 46%, which this was 50, so it's another 40,000 roughly. So that puts me at 190. I didn't shoot any gold ammo, and the repair to the tank was low, so I only had about 19,000 that I spent in repairs and ammo, and ended up with 171,243. Even if I didn't have the reserves and the Christmas event, I still would have came out with roughly 80,000 credits. So, 78,000 credits. Due to being a premium account, it was 1532 experience. It was one of my times 5 battles, which I had not completed done the missions on this tank yet at this time. So I got also using personal reserves for experience, which was 100%. So that got me 1532, and then because it's a bonus premium, because it's a premium tank, I got another 153%, i.e. 10% of my experience. So with a total of 10,080 experience. A really good overall experienced game. A good little game showing you what the AMX Cda 105 can do. When it's set up in a good position and got some good lines of fire. So, as you can see, it's a fun little tank. Now, you ask, Taz, would you suggest this tank if I could get it? Actually, I would. The AMX Cda 105, to me, is a really decent tank. It has its ups, it has its downs like anything. But it's kind of like the Tier 8 non-preferential matchmaking version of the E25. It's not quite as fast, but it has a better gun, has better penetration, better view range, better armor. So it's, to me, really, it's an E25 that grew up and defected to France. So in my thoughts, it's a really good tank, and it's a fun tank to go ahead and play. I enjoy it, and I hope you guys enjoyed the replay of this. If you did enjoy the replay, please give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, go ahead and give it a thumbs down. There's no big deal there. With that being said, I'm going to say, if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Can always use more subscribers. Please, if you've learned something from this video, pass it on. Maybe someone else can learn something that you did, or maybe they'll learn something totally different. That's part of the reason for doing these videos, is to help everybody out, to show you what an okay game can do, really good games can do, and maybe a really crappy game. And when I get a good one, something funny that happens in game. So, with all that being said, this is GreatTaz saying, hope everyone had a wonderful Christmas. I had a happy new year.